Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back. It is wonderful to be seen by your light today and to just be in your presence. Thank you for being here, first of all. Massive hug. So, today I'm really just going to be talking about the energies currently, just a little bit of an update before we have our June monthly energy update and reading and transmission and all the fun stuff. So today I just really wanted to do a quick energy update, especially for the past few months and kind of for the months that we are going into before I actually do a complete June 2021 reading. So this one's going to be pretty simple, pretty short. I'm also just going to be sharing some personal practices that have truly helped me during this very transitional time. And overall, I really just want to point out and bring some light, shine some light on these themes that are so potent right now within the earth, and just give you guys a little bit of a divine reminder about what is true and real, you know what I mean? Instead of allowing all the distractions to come in and take over us and bring us back into the older programs that we've been working so hard as we live our lives to really clear. Like, we still begin to adopt the same ones and get used to them because that's how our societies are. That's how humans have really operated for such a long time here on earth. And what we're doing here is really just returning to our natives, you know, as native people of this land, returning to sacred practices and sacred ways of expressing and just completely natural and organic ways of being as human beings here on earth. So with all of the shifts and the transformations going on right now, it is very collective, but it is also on a personal level. So for me personally, I've been definitely feeling the shifts, and they really, you know, especially when we have these great cosmic events that are going on, like the eclipse and retrogrades and full moons, like we have all of this activity going on within the cosmos. We already know, like, you know, innately that these actually do affect us, that these actually can be supporters and tools for us to allow ourselves to bring ourselves up back into our power, right? To remind us of who we are, to really become more aware of how we are reacting and acting and shifting and being as our true selves within these shifts and transmissions within the cosmos. So with everything going on, and it's on a collective level, it's also on a very personal level, like I said. So just a really good reminder to you guys that you aren't alone. You are not alone with whatever it is that you are going through, whether it be loss or grief or moving or transitions and, you know, losing people, really losing jobs, shifting places, seeing that there's just so much division, especially with everything going on with the pandemic and the injections. There's just so much division being placed here. It's so important for us to just remember that, okay, we're not alone in here, and to come back to this truth that we are truly one. That yes, you are you, right? Yes, I am Aria, but I'm also that person over there. I'm also this person over there. And we all have, you know, as multidimensional beings, we have multiple possibilities and choices at hand, and other people just make different choices than you know? It's being able to honor the being without needing to change them. And if people are open to listening and receiving any of your personal wisdom, then beautiful. But it's just a plain fact that some people just truly aren't open to it. And it's important to really just feel it out and be so comfortable within your energy that you allow yourself to be authentic, even in the moments where it feels really uncomfortable. Because this is what this year has been bringing us, and it's really just been molding us. Even last year, it's been molding us to just really dive deeper and deeper into our truth, into our power, into our practices, right? Into our self-love, into this devotion and this dedication to ourselves and to source itself, right? We are really called to just marry ourselves with our soul, with source, to see that this connection is just unwavering. This love is unwavering. So this is what we're called in to do. This is why it's so important to just continue your practices and to continue allowing them to be flexible and allowing yourself to be adaptable with the seasons, around you and your own inner cycles and seasons as well. It's so important to be able to listen to yourself first at any given moment, knowing that you are a multidimensional being living a human experience, and you are a sovereign being. No one and nothing can tell you what to do. They cannot tell you what to do with your body. You are sovereign. You have control of your own body here. So allow yourself to get more comfortable in who you are here and now. I don't want to say all of us, but a lot of us have changed during this year or last year. A lot of us are finding that we're stepping into this new being and we just have no direction. And as beings on this spiritual journey, whether you are aware of everything or not, it doesn't matter. As beings on the spiritual journey, we don't necessarily have this straight path or this straight step-by-step plan for how to get to where we want to go. A lot of us are birthing new things within this world. So it requires us to have even deeper trust, even deeper trust within the universe, within source, within ourselves, a much deeper connection to be able to see that, okay, I really need to just focus on following my heart, not focusing on following this other person, not giving my power away to anything else. Allowing them all to be tools, allowing me just to be a tool and a reminder for you, not someone that you give your power to, just like the moon is a tool for us. It's a reflective tool. Yes, it affects us. Allow it to be so. It can illuminate and share with us so many codes, but we're not giving our power away and worshiping it. No, we're giving that dedication and that love to ourselves, in turn giving it to source, in turn giving it to the earth and humanity as a whole. So it's really, really important during this time to tap into you. Tap into your own heart center, tap into your womb space, tap into your soul, your intuition, really dive deep into those practices, because whether or not the energies are really intense or heavy, or they're just rising, or you're just fluctuating like crazy, which has been me. I've been really, really low for a long time, a very long time. And then I'll have my highs and I'll start fluctuating, and now I feel like I'm in another high. So it's really honoring your phases and your cycles and allowing yourself to take the time of rest and integration that you do need, okay? Instead of fighting against everything, instead of resisting things, instead of resisting shadow work, resisting actually, allowing yourself to see, okay, why am I so focused on clearing and cleansing and getting rid of things, instead of just understanding and having compassion for these parts of myself, these experiences, yes, we can let them go and release them, but just let that be so. Not putting so much of a focus on just clearing and cleansing, right? It's time for us to trust. It's time for us to trust that the universe got the message. All right, if you are of pure intention and you're just even setting intentions to work with your tools and your practices and whatever it is that you do for yourself during this time, for your energy and your body during this time, allow that intention to drive the magic. Okay, allow your energy and your focus to drive the magic and the momentum forward, instead of holding on to, I have to release this, I'm going to focus on releasing it, instead of moving on and actually seeing, okay, I know where this came from, I give it my compassion, I give it my love, I bring it into my heart to be transmuted, and trust that it is. And with every moment that arises that may challenge you, right? These moments of triggering, of challenges, whether they be in interactions, in any situation within your life, you can now take that broader awareness to realize that, oh yeah, this was something that I decided to release. I chose to release this. I still choose to release this. So how are we going to shift the way that we are actually showing up and acting and doing and being, in accordance with what is actually true for us, what we are truly calling in. And this does really bring us back to just having gratitude for the opportunity to be triggered, the opportunity to be challenged in this way, to see things so much differently. There's a multitude of perspectives out there. Everyone is out here creating their own reality through the stories that they are continuing to tell themselves within their heads, these beliefs, these thoughts that they're holding on to, and you are doing it as well. So really driving your focus and being just so much more intentional with what it is you're doing. As energies, as we have like these massive cosmic events, right? Or even just really subtle ones, they're always wonderful reminders for us to just really come back to center and to see, okay, where do I want to put my focus? Do I want to put my focus continually on separating things and saying that there's a right and a wrong and saying that we have to like get rid of the dark? Instead of doing that, why don't we just see the dark for what it is and accept it? Why don't we begin seeing the light for what it is and accept it? Why don't we begin seeing that someone has made a choice and accept that and go about our day, and allow ourselves to fully just embody what is authentic and true to us? Why can't we just allow ourselves to integrate into that, to integrate into this factor of love, this factor of unity that ultimately is shaking the earth, that is ultimately connecting us with everyone around us in our city, in our town, in the space that we're in, on this land that we're in. It's touching everyone. The work that you are doing is touching everyone. And it's up to them whether or not they're going to take that into their own reality, whether or not they are open to actually receive what it is that you are putting out. But remember, there's a lot going on energetically. And as the veil thins from time to time, as the resonance just rises within the earth, right? We have these moments where it's important to return to center and not allow our energy to just go, wah! Or to begin, getting really overwhelmed and then just come into a ball and be really small. We have the opportunity to begin strengthening our energy by actually practicing energetic hygiene, which is your practices, your meditations, your yoga classes, your just basking in nature, whatever it is for you, your affirmations, your mirror work. Allow that to be fuel for you. Allow it to be flexible. Allow it to shift and flow. But remembering to keep this factor of love within. Keep this factor of love within. Allow yourself to return to center, and you will find truth. You will find your soul. You will find truth. So it's just a beautiful reflective time now, especially as we have Mercury in retrograde, to begin not giving our power away to this retrograde. Not saying that, everything's going to be like, communication's going to be all over the place. Like, I'm not going to be able to move forward with these projects that I'm doing. It's like not a good time. Technology's going to be all crazy. Like, no, hey, let's see how we can shift the narrative. Let's see how we can use this as an opportunity to reflect. To see, okay, hey, yeah, maybe I have been like really strongly putting my opinion on other people without realizing it and seeing their side of the picture. Without realizing that, okay, that's not informing or sharing love, me being completely on one side of something, Like, yes, inform. Yes, share your truth. Yes, be authentic to who you are. But remembering this compassion through love, this connection that we have through love. And I am not like, this is just stuff that's coming up that I really wanted to share with you guys, okay? Because it's good to realize when we find ourselves back in that program of division and separation, where we begin to give into it. And this is within the spirit. This is in everything, every community, everywhere. We find this program beginning to just start working because the brain is so used to it. It's so used to the left and the right and the right and the wrong, right? And the dark and the light, and keeping them separate and saying one is good, one is bad. instead of bringing that factor in of love, that we can have the yin and the yang together, that we can have the dark and the light together, because you cannot live with just the light. We have the dark here, we have polarity, we have duality. It is meant to be a part of nature. This is all a part of our nature. So just noticing when that program begins to come about, even in your spiritual practices, even within your mind, even within situations that you have. And, don't feel guilty if you find yourself doing this. It's okay. We can begin to bring some compassion into ourselves, to bring a little bit of forgiveness and say, okay, why is this happening? Get curious. And this is key. Get so curious when you're doing any journaling practice, any meditation, any yoga class. Like, get really curious as we are shifting and rebirthing into new beings, right? We're allowing ourselves to settle in this new place. Or maybe you're just at the beginning of the bridge and you're ready to start walking over and you can't really see too much, but you're like, I know it's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good because the universe has my back. Source knows what I desire, Source knows my heart. So I'm going to trust as I begin walking on this bridge. And I don't know who this person is, what this person's going to look like, what this person's going to be doing. I don't know, but I'm going to be here for it. I'm going to give myself everything I need so that I may thrive in this new version of myself. And another thing I really want to add to really just bring awareness to is really your sovereignty, okay? And noticing if you find yourself creating boundaries or just doing things out of fear or love. Noticing if you are doing things because you're scared, or if you're not doing something because of this fear, or if someone starts bringing upon you something that seems and kind of feels like it's coming from fear, where can you begin shifting that and being the alchemist in that situation, and see how you can do something from love, creating your boundaries from love, really going into these situations and seeing and perceiving this love everywhere, okay? Allow yourself, even just when you wake up, have something by you that just reminds you of your love, reminds you of your beauty, reminds you of who you are, whether it be just seeing nature out your window, or having a flower by your bed, or just having something that just is really beautiful and loving to you, right? That you can see or you can hold, whatever it may be for you. But just really becoming aware of where this division that we have in the separation is coming from fear, because we're shifting the paradigm here. We're allowing love to lead. And this takes strength and bravery and courage. And you have all of that. You naturally have all of that. So just seeing how you can begin creating these boundaries out of love, and seeing how natural it comes to you, because I know you're beautiful and you have a wonderful heart and pure intentions, okay? So just notice where this fear may be arising, where this resistance is causing a lot of this discrepancy within your energy, within your reality. And it may very well be linked to fear, which is the old paradigm, okay? We're done allowing fear to rise. And even as our love rises, even as our power rises, we're gonna get information thrown at us saying that, oh no, there's something wrong here, something's wrong. Tap into your heart, tap into your center, what is true for you. I guess these more negative programs that don't really serve us as multidimensional sovereign human beings, right? Or just souls in general, that are really just bringing this fear upon all of these beautiful things, bringing this fear upon our power of who we are, okay? Trying to keep us back down in the ditch that humanity has been in for so long. But we're rising, and we allow ourselves to continue when we return to our heart and return to our intuition, return to our womb, return to our body, return to our soul, return to source. When we fill ourselves up to be able to better begin to see how we can perceive through this love and understanding and compassion, being aware of the division and of the separation, and not letting it tear you into this fear-based program again. And that takes practice. It takes practice, and it takes trust and faith in yourself and in source itself. And we have been training for this for lifetimes, okay? To begin anchoring further and deeper into who we are, into our practices, into our soul, allowing ourselves to remember who we are, and allowing by simply being our authentic self and our authentic expression in every single day. Wherever we are, whoever we're around, whoever we're interacting with, we are shifting lives in a positive and expansive way. So honoring yourself by giving yourself that compassion, being super curious during your practices, something that's been really helping me, especially when I feel really down or just unmotivated, because we do have these shifts in energy, and if you're feeling it, I'm right there with you. It's all good. We'll have our highs, we'll have our lows, but it's a matter of allowing ourselves to accept it. And one thing that's really, really helped me that my healing coach suggested was just taking a couple minutes before going to a show, a game, whatever it is that you do to kind of distract yourself, or even just numb yourself, or just something to do because you don't feel like doing anything else. Just take a couple minutes right before to check in. Put your hands in your heart, put your hands in your tummy, put your hands on the floor, on the bed, whatever you're on, and just take a few deep breaths, close your eyes, tune inward, and check in. And normally in that time, I'll realize that I don't end up watching YouTube, right? I end up going outside and just listening to the birds, receiving their healing. And sometimes I'll just journal. Sometimes I'll listen to music or meditate or dance or move. I end up doing something that's really going to nourish me. And then other times I just completely, I check in and I'm like, okay, this is where I'm at. I'm going to rest. I'm just going to relax. I'm just going to be here and watch my show. And that's okay, as long as you take just a couple minutes to yourself, a couple minutes to check in with yourself. That's been super, super helpful. Another thing that I want to share with you guys is actually expressing the emotions that are coming up, especially the emotion of anger within grief and loss, just rage in general, frustration, impatience, because we are being called to be so patient, you guys. We have been so patient, and I get it, okay? And that really just boils up within us, and we don't even realize it. For me, I definitely did not realize that I was holding all of this impatience and just like allowing myself to like feel it. I'm like, okay, I understand. Like, I'm aware that I'm feeling this way, but I didn't let myself actually express it. So the way that I chose to do that was to turn on one of my favorite playlists. It's called MIA. Just look it up. And it was so nice to just like listen and go in my room and dance it out and go nuts. My body reacted to it. I ended up afterwards just sitting on the floor, like holding myself and crying and just feeling that sadness, allowing it to be fully expressed. No matter who was like gonna come into my room or anything, like I just let myself be there, and it was so healing. It's so, so healing. So if you really find yourself in that place where you're just like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, I'm holding on to not even just like a lot of pent up energy, but just emotions that have not been allowed to be expressed, because we can feel like we've got everything all handled and everything's cool, but when we have the opportunity to like go scream in the woods or something, like, and it happens, and then we just end up like releasing so much more, we know that we needed it. So finding a healthy way to really express these emotions, whether it be through dance, going and screaming somewhere, or just shouting in your room, and calling upon your angels to hold this sacred safe space for you, this container for you as you just release it, because they'll just continually like love you and say yes, yes, let it go, and then hold you when you get to that place of like, oh, like you let it all out, and there's like this weight off your shoulders and this relief. So a healthy way, if you're feeling that, I really, really highly suggest it. It's going to help so much in moving forward and just letting it go and moving forward. Another thing that I want to share with you guys is the Hawaiian Prayer Ho'oponopono, which a lot of you may have heard of. It's been super, super helpful and very powerful, but it only consists of 4 phrases. It's, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, I love you. And these are so powerful because of the intentions and the use of this. Just as we do set intentions and work with the moon or any celestial being, right? It just charges, it supercharges. This is one of those things. It's super powerful. It works if you're going through tough times, especially within relationships, and you just want to allow yourself to just like relax and let go and be forgiven and just thank the universe and say I love you to yourself. It's so beautiful, and it's been something that I've been doing as a devotional practice in the morning every now and then. I've been doing it way more often now, especially when I feel things like coming up that I realize about myself, some shadows. I'm like, okay, hey, like I get you, okay? And I'll say I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, I love you, I release this now. And that's been super, super helpful as well. And all of these things that I'm sharing with you guys is mainly me taking some practices that have been helping me with the transitions, with the times where like I literally don't feel like doing anything, where it's a lot tougher for me to do the things that I used to do. And I feel like this is definitely a collective theme right now, at least with half of us, right? And the rest of us are really just feeling that energy and picking it up and being like, okay, this is time. All right, so honoring where you are in the scale. Let yourself be there and know that you are not alone in this. Thank you all so much. I think that's all the messages I wanted to share with you guys as divine reminders during this little time that we have here and now. We truly are walking this rainbow bridge, and no, we cannot necessarily see the end, but know that it is divinely meant for you. Really allow yourself to focus your intentions and your energy on that of unconditional love, that of who you truly are, okay? And forgive yourself and give yourself compassion for when we fall short of that. It's okay. It's a part of the journey. Enjoy this journey. Allow yourself to enjoy it and allow yourself to rest and slow down. Slow down to truly integrate, to truly begin to even sooner, when you can allow yourself to rest and integrate, you can sooner become who you truly are. But if you're constantly busy and just distracting yourself with one thing at a time, it's going to be hard for spirit to come in and start like shifting things within your reality. So give spirit time. Give your soul this time that you need, okay? It's also divine. You already know what you need. So listen to your heart. Whatever resonated with you, I really would love to hear about it in the comments below. Let me know how you're just feeling in general in the comments down below. I love to read your comments and chat with you guys further. I'm very curious on where we may be doing similar things or just feeling similar things, or really just to see how we can connect and support each other as a community here and now. And I just thank you guys so much for being here and supporting me and supporting this mission and being on this journey with me. Like, woo! It's crazy. It's cool. We're doing some crazy alchemical stuff here. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You're beautiful. You're doing so well. And because of that, I really just wanted to share with you guys a free soul activation meditation. It's a visualization guided meditation with a light language transmission. It's like in the end there, but it's basically a shorter replication of my soul activation gatherings that I would do every month. And because I'm not doing them as regularly, I thought I would just film a full meditation with music. It's beautiful. It's completely channeled. So if you've ever been to one of my gatherings, it's going to kind of bring you back into memory lane. It's something that you can come back to over and over again. So if you want to grab that, it's in the description box below, completely free. I'm so excited for you guys to listen and just meditate with it. It's super powerful. But with all of that being said, thank you once again. This ended up being a lot longer than I thought. I was like, oh, this will be really short, but obviously Spirit had a lot more to say, and so did I. So big hugs, you guys. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're not already. I'd love for you to be a part of this journey even further. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day, night, weekend, whatever time it is for you. I will see you in another video.